What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to another edition of Creators in Creatia, where we spend time talking with different creators in media because creators are cool. I'm your host, Lord Cussalot Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined today by a very, very special guest. You know her, you love her. Fitness coach, wellness competitor, content creator extraordinaire, Brit Inez. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
I'm glad to have you. You needed to do this for a while, and I'm glad we finally got around to it.
We have. You've been taking your time and featuring me, but it's okay. I'll let it slide.
You here though? You are here, and that's what matters.
It is.
Oh man, so for those who don't actually know you, tell us about Brit Inez. Who are you? What do you do? What makes Brit Inez Brit Inez?
Yes, as you said, I'm a fitness coach, I'm a wellness athlete, and I'm a content creator. So that means I wear a lot of different hats. A lot of them require me to create content. So I have been in the content creation space, over 8 years now. It started off just me wanting to create content to grow like my marketing business, because I do marketing consultant. And then it grew into me creating content to grow my fitness coaching business. Then it grew into me creating content for brands because they were like paying me to create content. So the whole thing has really evolved. I think at the core of it, who I am is someone that just loves to connect with people, and then to connect people to things that I truly feel like can help them out because I love them in my own life. So I don't really consider myself an influencer, but I do very much enjoy creating content. That's going to just speak to people and get them entertained, educate them on some things, and also just kind of let them know about me and my life. I like to kind of be an open book. That's kind of my flow and style.
Okay, so you mentioned a lot of things there. One of the things you said is you like connecting with people, and you like connecting them to things that mean a lot to you, things that you care about, and things that you love. What are some things that you've connected people to that really is just meant a lot to you and made you feel good about the connections you made?
I mean, it's been a lot. If I were to think like over the last years that I've been doing this, I've connected people to, for one, like products that I use and love, and not because I get paid or anything like that. Some of these I don't get anything from. But I have a lot of women in my audience. Okay, a lot of girlies are into skincare, beauty, makeup, all the whole thing. I'm always sharing skincare tips and things like that because I really love helping women feel good about themselves and feeling good in their own skin. So things like that are always really important to me. Even bigger than that, just things to kind of help people feel good, like internally on the inside. So things that I know that can kind of help people just feel better because we all on this earth for a limited amount of time, and I want you to feel good while you're here. So there's different things that I've come across, like in the supplement space, that I know truly helps people out because I've used them myself, not because a company said, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a discount code if you post this on your page." Like I am very, very selective. If you knew the amount of deals that I actually turned down, like it's kind of nuts. But those are just some of them. And then also, like, I think some of the bigger things is I connect people to people. Because I'm always seeing like, okay, hey, you know what? You do work in this space. I know a guy over here who does media who can help elevate your brand. So I like to put my own people on. That's kind of like how I am. That's how we rock and roll together.
We've both been that way for a long time.
Yeah. Because I'm just kind of like, there's no point in doing all this work and building a platform and creating content just for you to kind of like thrive, right? Like I'm not winning if my people ain't winning.
Right.
So if I can get my people on in the process, and I know someone that can help you out too, I'm a people connector as well.
Yeah, you want everybody to eat. That's how
Absolutely.
it is. Like when you got people you care about, people you love, and you can make that connection, there's no reason not to. And
Absolutely.
You should do it whenever you can, which is something that we both always have decided we were going to do. So something I really appreciate about you, definitely. You mentioned that one of the things that's important to you is, creating the space for women and, helping them find their best selves and helping them bring that out of themselves. What led you to that journey?
Having to pull myself out of the hole and find it for myself. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people kind of I think a lot of people in this space kind of feel like they went into it for the money grab. But for me, I fell into it because I was just trying to like get my own self out of a hole that I fell into.
Mhm.
And then what was so dope about it was I just started talking about it one day on Instagram. And then I had people reaching out to me. I had women reaching out to me like, hey girl, can you help me too? And I'm just like, you want me to help? You want me to do it? They're like, yeah, you. And I was just like, okay, I guess I can do it. And then boom, I started it. And then next thing I know, I have a whole business doing it. So that's kind of what led me to it. And I feel like that's why my audience rocks with me so much, because I'm not really big on trying to get like a million and something people following me. I'm more so concerned about like, okay, where am I, like the followers that I do have, what am I able to do with them? Like, am I able
Mhm.
to help them out to change their lives? And I found that just share my own story, just keeping it 100, being just real and raw and authentic, that is what kind of helped me out the most to kind of grow as a creator, because people really vibe with that, because they're just like, man, you really keep it honest. I really like how vulnerable you get, because I'm just not afraid to let people in on the other parts that creators tend to shy away
Yeah.
from, because it's not the picture perfect shit. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of people are uncomfortable with that, and I struggle with it sometimes too, of not
Yeah.
sharing everything. Where it's just like sometimes I'm just like I'm in a position where I need to let myself do that more.
Hmm.
Oftentimes, though, I'm like I've always had this thing in the back of my head. I don't even know the first time I heard it, but it's in my head all the time. And don't let them see you sweat.
Right.
And the problem is when you live that way, you never show everything, and what you do tends to come off kind of fake. And
Yeah.
yeah, you don't want to be faking it all the time. Don't get me wrong. There's some times that you got to fake it because there's a job to get done.
Hmm.
But
No doubt.
you know, there's room for both. Is the point, and
Yeah.
you got to find that balance.
Yeah, and that's been kind of like the interesting challenge over the years, is kind of like finding that balance, because like you said, don't let them see you sweat. That's why we vibe so much, because we're a lot alike in that regard. But what I found was that the more I started being just honest about, yo, I'm having a tough day, like
Hmm.
this is a really shitty moment, like letting people kind of in on that kind of piece, I feel like it makes you as a creator more relatable to your audience, because your audience can see themselves within you. But if you always hide that, you come across as being bulletproof. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like that's inspirational, aspirational, but if you truly want to like connect
Yeah.
with people, you got to show that you're human. Like,
Yeah.
you ain't got to put all your business out in the internet streets. um
All right. People
but
don't need to know everything,
yeah,
but
it's a
don't be
line.
afraid to be at least somewhat vulnerable.
Hmm.
And you're right. Bulletproof is cool in some aspects. Superman is popular for a reason, but
Yeah.
you know, if you show a little bit where you're vulnerable, you can elevate even further. Hence why there's certain Superman comics that I like more than others, because their iterations show him being, a bit more vulnerable or a bit more human in a way.
Yeah.
It's just a tangent I'm about to go on right now, but rock with me for a second, because there's
Sorry.
this older comic book I read way back in the day. I don't even remember when it was, but it's Superman. He's older. He's left Smallville. He's often in Metropolis, wherever, doing his thing. But you're back at the farm with his parents, who his adopted parents, the Kents, and they hear a noise from upstairs. And they go upstairs and they find, Superman Clark in his room, in his old room, sitting on his bed, just crying his eyes out. And they're just like, what is going on? And he was just like, I hear everything. Like, all the people needed my help, all the people in trouble constantly, all the time, but there's no way that I can save them all. And it's like, it was really tearing them up. And that was the thing. It was like, you see that moment of just Superman, even Superman is like broken down sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's just like, you see that made Superman a lot more interesting to me, because a lot of times all you really see is just the solution for him is punch things harder,
Hmm.
and when you get more human stories out of these people, you get something better. And
Yeah.
that goes to show with content creation in general. It's just like, if you show there's some kinks in your armor, you're not perfect. You're not even trying to make people think you're perfect.
Hmm.
That helps people relate to you more, and you can grow. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. I want to touch on something else that you do we haven't talked a lot about yet. You're a wellness competitor.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are familiar somewhat with the concept of bodybuilding, but not a lot of people know the nuances, the different divisions, the different types of bodybuilding. So tell people a bit about what a wellness competitor is.
Yes. So wellness competitors, it's a division of bodybuilding where it's for women that are more lower body dominant. So you can call us thick. We like it. It's a compliment. Thank you. But think about the women who have in Brazil, right? That's kind of like where the division started. Women who have like really thick glutes, quads, hamstrings, thighs, legs, like that kind of look, right? And very fit overall. So that is the look of the division, and it's now the third division that I've competed in since I started competing in bodybuilding in 2009, which is crazy to me. It's been over 10 years.
How'd you get there? Let's talk about that too. But finish talking about wellness, but we'll talk about how you got there.
Yeah. So that's the wellness look. And I feel like out of all the divisions I've competed in over the last 10 plus years, I have been bodybuilding. This is the one that I love the most. 1, 2, I naturally fit the most. And 3, my body just feels good in. Like I love this look. Like I think the general consensus among a lot of people is they like the look too. So I'm rocking in it. Like I found my fit. I am here to stay, and I love the training. Like I love training legs several days a week, being wobbly, sore, all the things that come along with it. I'm here for it.
So you actually like leg day?
I have learned to love leg day.
Learned to, so you didn't always love leg day?
No, I didn't. That shit hurt. I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurt. That shit hurt. So no, I did not always love leg day, but it's one of those things where it's just kind of like I see so much of what I get really like excited and inspired by like seeing my body do shit I didn't think it was capable of doing. So like seeing that, because I mean we met in high school. Like I look way different. I mean, we all look different, but I look very different than I looked when we first met.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
So we all do. So do I. But
right. But even with that, like
definitely didn't have this when we were in high school.
No, you didn't have that. We was lots of we have.
Yeah,
but
this was up here. You know, it was very different.
Things shifted a bit.
Yeah. It went from here. You know, it was all the way down my shoulder. Shit, I thought I was Snoop Dogg for a while.
You was draping.
I was.
For those of y'all that don't know, in high school, he was draping y'all.
Yo,
it was down his back.
Girl was jealous of how long my hair was back in the day. I know it don't look like it right now, but that was my story.
And thick.
It was. Like,
yes. Edges and everything. I'm just sitting here. We just sitting here looking mad. Like, what a waste.
I've heard the same thing about my eyebrows too. Just
and your lashes. And your lashes. Let's be clear. Okay.
I mean, my lashes are covered up right now, but you can kind of see the eyebrow.
He appreciated y'all.
I mean, I still miss the hair sometimes. It's you know.
You shouldn't. The bald look is a hit.
I mean, it works for me. I've made it work for me. It's just, you know, sometimes I think back and like I kind of miss getting my hair braided, you know.
Oh, okay. So you actually like that? See, I never like getting my hair braided. I was tender-headed. I'm still tender-headed to this day.
So was I. But the thing is, it was just like the whole process of it. Every time I got it braided, it went down a little bit further. Kind of like how you say, like, you know, seeing the changes in your body and everything. So I like getting it braided, seeing how far down it goes this time, you know.
Yeah, you can kind of see the. Yeah. Okay, I feel that.
And then finding new creative ways to get it braided and stuff, because you know when we went to high school there were rules and shit. Because apparently, you know, as a boy, your hair's not wasn't supposed to touch your shirt collar. So I had to find ways to get it braided like up a little bit so it wouldn't touch the.
I remember all the little zigzag parts and shit. I be looking. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. So I had to find different things to do. Like one time I did a full thing where it was like just a full spiral. And like ended in the middle of it.
Oh, I remember that. I
was like, why not? And then after I saw it, I'm like, oh, that's why not. Because this doesn't really look good. I won't do it again. But
it's okay. It's okay. You was a trendsetter. You were a trendsetter.
I was. That trend didn't pick up, but you know.
It's okay. You know, not we can't win them all.
Geniuses aren't often appreciated when they're alive. It's cool.
Facts.
Anyway, back to competing. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So actually, like, it started in high school. Like, it started in right before, right around the time we met. Really, my mom, she took me to she wanted to go to a bodybuilding show, and she was like, "Hey, come hang out with me." And I was just like, "I don't want to see that shit." I was like, "That's gross." I'm like, "Muscles?" I'm like, "Nah, no thanks. I'll stay home. I'm good." And she was like, "Come on, come."
Muscles.
Right. And she's like, "Come on, come with me." I'm like, "Fine, I'll go." So I went, and I just remember sitting in the audience, and this was before all the real, like, the more feminine divisions that are out now that y'all see on social media. Those weren't a thing back then.
So was it all just straight bodybuilding? Was figure a thing?
So at the time for women divisions, there was women's bodybuilding, there was women's fitness, it was women's bodybuilding, fitness, and figure. Figure had just came on the scene.
Okay.
So figure was like the smallest in muscularity division that there was of all the ones that were out there. There was no bikini. There was no there wasn't bikini at the time. There wasn't wellness. There wasn't physique. Like, there wasn't any of that. So anyway, so we went to the show, and I remember sitting in the audience, and my jaw dropped. I saw these women on stage, my jaw dropped. And I'm normally not ever at a loss for words. I always got something to say. Always. Even if you don't say nothing to me, I got something to say. And I remember looking, and like, I turned to my mom, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh, like, do you think I could do that one day?" And without hesitation, she was like, "Yeah, you could do that." And I was just like, "Really?" She was like, "Yeah, you could do that." I'm like, "Okay." Yeah. So like, she kind of like planted the seed, and then she just kind of watered it. So I think like that next summer I turned 14. I joined the gym, and I had to go because, we were in band in high school. We had band practice like after school. So the only time I could really go was like 4:30 in the morning before school. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. I want to be around the best. Like, I always wanted to be around the best. So I would get up.
Wouldn't do that often at detention in the morning, but
yeah, because you was on some shit. You was on that bullshit. But it's okay. It's okay.
I'm a creative. I had, I'm the kind of person that's, active.
That what you call it? Active?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the word we're gonna use.
Some say defiant, others say, hard-headed. There's terms for it, but yeah.
You gonna go with active? Okay,
that's what we're
gonna roll with active.
Active imagination,
Yeah. Very much so. So while your active imagination was sitting in detention, I was at the gym at 4:30 in the morning on the track, and then I go over.
Wait, hold on. I need to rewind too, because this is not just me. Don't act like you weren't with me. Walking down the hallway and deciding on the way to English class if we were going to class.
Listen. I'm all about. I don't mind spending any time to improve myself, but if I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it, what I'm gonna do? So I was just like, you know what? Let me be proactive and let me be active and get some steps in. I was focusing on my heart health.
That's what you were doing? I was getting steps in. Okay.
I was getting for cardio. I was just like, you know what? Instead of just sitting here idly for like 30 minutes, like, why don't I just, walk around and do something good for my body? I was nourishing my body. So, I mean, you could say I was ditching English class, but I would say I was, pouring into my fitness health, my cardio health.
Okay.
I don't know what you were doing.
I was skipping English class. So.
Listen, I mean, I probably would have went more if I felt like I was truly getting something from it. But baby, look, listen, she was one nap away from retirement. Okay, like, you could just tell sis was just there because something went wrong in her life, and she had to teach in her 80s, and she did not need to be in nobody's classroom. And it was Mrs. Dwyer, right? Wasn't it?
That was her
Dwyer. Yeah, Mrs. Dwyer. Listen, she should have been up there with the Golden Girls, okay? Up there with Blanche and them, sitting there doing the Silver Sneakers fitness class and going home and drinking her little cocktails, okay?
Silver Sneakers.
That's what she should have been doing, not teaching no damn English class, okay? So yeah, we
know about Silver Sneakers?
I see them in the gym getting it when I'm there in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. I'm about to say, I know because I work in insurance, but it's like,
no, them like they be in there jazzy.
Medicare folks, what they,
they be having the matching hats and shit with the sneakers and shit. I be in this, they be in there getting it, and I be in there lifting weights. I'm like, all right, I see you in 50 years, boo. You're like, listen, yeah.
Anyway, so you would work out in the morning before school.
Yeah, so I train with them, and then that turned into me I just wanted to learn as much as I could. And then the owner of the studio was like, okay, well, I can't hire you because you're underage. I wasn't even 16. He was like, but if you want, whenever you're free, you can just come hang out and just watch the trainers. So when we weren't in band practice or band camp or whatever, I would just go to the gym and just sit and I was a gym rat. I would just go in there, sit, and I would just like watch what the trainers were doing, watch what the athletes were doing, and I would just soak it all in. And that's kind of what started it.
And that's something that I've always admired about you is the dedication that you show to things and the level of focus that you tend to have with things, which is something that I've struggled with sometimes, is being able to stay focused on something because I keep getting distracted by the new shiny thing all the time. But you're always been able to really focus like that. And that's one of the things that I try to pick up from you. I've gotten better a lot of times from learning from you, but the way that you're able to set your mind to something, I've yet to see you set your mind to something and you not accomplish it. And it is amazing to me. I'm in awe of it every day.
Oh, thanks, homie.
Of course, it's true.
Yeah, no, thank you for those flowers. I received them. I mean, it was one of those things where it's still kind of surreal to me because I still see myself as that 13-year-old kid sitting there just trying to take it all in and be like, okay, well, one day I'm gonna get there. One day I'll get there. And now that I'm there, I'm like, one day I'm gonna get there. One day I'm gonna get there, right? Because I'm still looking at the next thing that I want to accomplish, and I'm still not there yet. So I don't know if I ever will feel like I've fully gotten there.
Yeah, and that's understandable. It's people who like to set goals for themselves rarely do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure you appreciate it along the way too.
Yeah, and that's what you really taught me to do. All right, listen, sit your ass down, get off the treadmill, stop, smell the roses. Relax and chill and relax. Don't do anything, because I think you also need people in your life when you are really driven, you are really focused, to kind of not pull you back, but give you permission to be like, hey, it's okay if you press pause for a minute and take everything in, because if you constantly are focusing on the next thing, the next thing, you never really appreciate how far you've come. And you do that for me all the time. So it goes both ways.
Yeah. It's been 23 years.
You are my longest friend. No, seriously. You are, when I tell people, people are like, oh, I had a childhood friend, I had a high school friend. I'm like, yeah, my longest friend is Travis. We've been rocking and rolling over 20 years. 23, 2001, August or July.
Band camp in July or August?
No. It was orientation was July, and then band camp started in August.
Okay, so yeah, met you in July of 2001. Yeah.
Wow, that's my favorite flavor. Wow.
That was one of those things that you were saying that talking about how long we know. I looked at the date. I'm like, wait a minute, it's 23 years. God damn. All right.
Yeah.
Coming up on the 20-year reunion too. Shit.
Yeah, we got to go to this one. We can't be antisocial like we were at the last one. I haven't gone back at all.
Me neither. But
yeah. We got to go to the next one.
I mean, I already talked to the people I want to see.
I do too. I really don't care. But we just got to go and flex, honestly.
You right.
And we got to be fresh as hell.
Feds watching.
Always. We got to be fresh as hell. And we got to pay, we got to pay homage to Witch Homie Quan and play walkthrough.
Walkthrough, yeah.
We got to find some way for them to play walkthrough when we walk into the building. That's what we got to do. I don't know who we got to talk to set all that up, but we got to do that.
Whoever sets it up, just make sure I talk to the DJ and let them know, all right, this will be coming in. I'm gonna send you a text. As soon as I send that text, you hit the song and we walk through.
Walking through.
Yeah.
Walking through. Get ready.
Oh, we ain't shit. But anyway.
No, ain't never been. Still not gonna be ever. That's fine.
So you basically immersed yourself in it from 15.
Yeah. And I always knew I was gonna get on stage one day. It was never a matter of if, it was just when. And I tried several times when I was in college, but it's so hard to do that lifestyle when you live in a dorm room and you're trying to cook shit in your microwave or relying what's in the dining hall. You know what I mean? It was
so
just
much
rough.
Easy Mac. I ate so much Easy Mac when I was in the dorm.
Bro, listen, they messed around. They put me in a dorm my freshman year. I had a dorm across from a Dairy Queen and oh gosh, what was it? It was a Dairy Queen. It had them burgers and them blizzards. And it was open 24/7.
Chill and grill. Okay.
Listen,
chill and grill Dairy Queen. Okay.
So, but even with all that, like I was still good, but it was just like that kind of lifestyle. You really got to be able to be locked into it, and the college environment doesn't really enable that. Really,
conducive to that. Yeah.
Not really. So I did my first show. I graduated in May 2009. I was on stage that November. I was just like, all right, I'm not messing around. Like, we doing this now. And then that's what started it. So 2009 was my first one. And then from there, I got bit by the bug, 2009, 2010. And then I had a coach that kind of was not leading me on the path to have longevity in the sport. And I was just like, I don't know if this is going to be the lifestyle for me. So I took like a 9-year hiatus and then got back into it again in like 2019 and haven't looked back.
So I know when you first started competing, we didn't really talk about it as much. When you first started competing, you were in bikini.
Yeah.
And what made you decide that bikini wasn't for you?
I never thought it was for me. I just knew I didn't have the muscle to be in figure at the time because figure was a more muscular division. So for those of you guys who don't know about like women's divisions in bodybuilding, they vary in terms of muscularity, meaning how much muscle mass you have and where you have it. So the bikini girls, think about really fit swimsuit models, like the girls that look like you would see on like Sports Illustrated. That's kind of like what bikini was. Figure were more the girls that looked more muscular, like just overall, like head to toe muscular. And I didn't have that. You know, I was 98 pounds on stage my first time. So I was looking hungry. You know, I was looking real hungry. And I never really liked that look. So I was just like, I always wanted to do figure. I just didn't have the muscle for it. And I had to train for it. So after my 9-year break, when I came back, I'm like, I'm only going to come back if I can do figure. I'm not going back to bikini. And then I did figure for a couple of years, 19 and 20, was one spot away from my pro card in 2020. And then the judges were all like, all my feedback was, you got to get bigger in your upper body, bigger in your shoulders, bigger in your back. And I'm just sitting here like, I get with competing, you have to kind of like play the game what the judges like, but you still got to like your body. And I had to kind of be honest. I'm just like, well, do I really want to walk around like with a bigger upper body than what I got now? Like, you know, I'm tiny. I ain't grown since like 4th grade. Okay. So I'm just kind of like, I don't really like that look. And then that's when like they had just brought wellness to the States. And I'm like, you know, I've always been thicker, lower body. So I was just like, this might actually be a good fit for me. So I made the change in 2020 and I haven't looked back since.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I want to transition a bit into more of your content creating side when it leans into more of your fitness stuff. You know what I mean? So how does that really come together for you? What gets you going as far as your content and your fitness?
Well, I think for me, like over the years, it's transformed because I'm not gonna lie, like this might sound a little unorthodox, but I got really bored of creating fitness content because it's just kind of like when it's what you do all day long anyway for yourself, like the last thing I feel like doing is creating more stuff that I've already been doing. Right. And it's a really oversaturated industry. So I think for me, what's kept me interested over the years of doing this, because it's now been 7 years that I've had my fitness coaching business. What's kept me interested is just finding different ways to connect with people and different ways to create content around that. So it's always a constant challenge, I think, for me as a creator to think about, okay, well, what are some of the things that I can talk about that I don't see people talking about, right? Because everyone got a booty workout, everyone got an ab workout, everyone got a big back workout. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's only so many different things that you can kind of do. So you rarely ever see me create kind of like workout style content for that reason. But I think for me, it's just been
the last time I saw you do anything like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been months. Like I don't think I've created any type of like how to workout content in like the last 6 months. Like I don't, and I'm in the gym like every day for hours a day. Like, you know what I mean? So I just think for me, it's just been like, okay, how can I connect with my audience in a way that still feels authentic, that still helps them out, lets them know who I am, how I can help them out, but it's not just showing me just doing some kind of like exercise and workout. So I think it's been more leaning into storytelling. And that's been the fun part for me because it's pushed me as a creator to feel like, okay, how can I lean into other topics that I know are going to connect with these women that I want to reach? It's caused me to be more vulnerable. It's been a little uncomfortable. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the content topics that I've talked about, I'm just like, oof, this one kind of hits a little bit, but let me just go ahead on and do it. Cause you know, it can be kind of scary putting something out there that you don't see a lot of people doing. So you don't have that validation that people are doing it, but you want to be different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think for me, what's kind of kept me going and encourages knowing that that's the space that I want to play in. Like, I don't want to just be another copy paste of all the other people out there that are selling like fitness coaching programs. That's never been me. And I don't mind being that one to kind of speak out and speak up about things that may be unpopular opinions. You know how we are. Like, we don't mind. Ain't nothing changed. Okay. I got to do it in a very respectful way, of course,
Yeah. You're required to be more respectful than I am. So
but I still got to be true to myself. So I ain't sit here and just say any old thing. But I think really that's what's kind of
I go in on Star Wars fans sometimes. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I've had my rants about people that got BBLs and still booty programs. So I think it's one of the same. Yeah, this is one of the same. But yeah, that's what's really been pushing me as a creator these last few years.
Got you. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you haven't done yet that you're like, I want to try this?
Anything that I haven't done yet that I want to try this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to have, and I don't know. I think it's just kind of scary for me because I don't know how I would do it, but I feel like I'm sitting on an idea here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to get like a group of people together, women together,
mm-hmm.
and I want to like put it. So one of my guilty pleasures is reality TV.
Yeah.
Right. I want to put all these women in a house, and I want to be like their trainer, and I want to have like this whole experience where they are like all work. I'm training them all, and we're all like working towards this goal, and they have like confessionals where they're like venting about me, talking shit about me because I know they ain't gonna like it. That's okay. I'll accept it. I'll take my flowers. Okay.
Yeah, you've trained me before and I didn't like you afterwards either. So
that's fine. I love you back. But I want to do something like that. Like, I really want to tap into like what people go through as they're going through their journeys and they're going through their transformations. And I feel like that's something that's been really untapped. You kind of see people do it like with what was a show that was on a few
Celebrity
years ago?
Fit Club?
Yeah, Celebrity Fit Club, like Biggest Loser type style. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's kind of commercialized a bit, really. And I feel like you got people that are like obese, like really like obese, 300 plus pounds. But I want to have more of like your everyday people on the show. You know what I mean?
You see their progress. Yeah.
Yeah, because, not everyone, is 400 pounds and losing 250 plus pounds, like, you know what I mean? So I would love to do something like that, and I just haven't figured out how to pull all that together yet.
See, if you were to do that, in my head I'm picturing this. Don't do this because it would be mean, but I'm picturing
I might like it, so let's
doing it like Big Brother style, where you like there's competitions involved and a different person gets eliminated each week, and
Ooh.
And in the end, it was the one who stuck with you to the end. And in theory, they had the most progress. But it could be a thing where getting eliminated, motivates the other people, and they come back at the end, show some progress, and all that. So that could be a thing too. But, eliminating people and denying them the training after a while might be a little mean. But,
we have to deny them something else. Like, it would have to be something like denying them like their Cheetos or their Oreos or something that they gonna really feel. Like, it got to be something that's gonna really kind of hit home. But I like where you're going with it because we mess with Big Brother a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like.
It's frustrating me, but yeah.
Don't get me started on this season because I have never wanted someone to go home so bad before in my life, and every episode I tune in, I watch, and I'm disappointed. I don't know if you're caught up, and I don't want to have any
I'm caught up. I'm caught up.
Caught up?
Oh yeah.
Every week I look at it and I'm just like, why are they still here? Because I don't want to give any spoilers to people that are listening to this.
Exactly.
But I'm like, why are they still here? And I feel like
this jury and they still here, and it's like
and you're like, you're still here, like still still, I just don't like people having a false sense of like confidence.
Yeah, that's what's so messed up about it, because they think it's because of them,
right?
And it's just,
I'm just sitting here like, you really think that your game is that strong? That's why you here?
Yeah.
That's why you here. Oh, okay. Okay. It's so many analogies I could draw, but I don't know if this is like a kid's show, so I'm just gonna leave that there.
Not. Say what you want.
You know, I just feel like it's
if you need reassurance, fuckity fuck. All right, go ahead.
All right, cool. I feel like it's like one of them dudes who'd be like, he'd be really thinking he just put it down, like, oh man, I really put it down, and this and that, and you was faking it the whole time. Like it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that. That's the kind of confidence that person has on that show. And I'm just sitting here like, babe, you realize like you really are just here, hanging on by like a piece of floss that's been used. Like honestly,
it's funny. Kind of related to that, but not. I saw something a little while ago. You know who Jenna Ortega is, right?
Yeah.
There was an interview she did. She was talking about how she used to get like really nervous about stuff and how she was really self-conscious about stuff. Mm-hmm. And then she was told one day to approach things with the confidence of the average white man. And I was like, well, goddamn. That's it right there. It's like if you approach every day with the confidence of the average white man, there's nothing you can't do.
You're unstoppable.
You are absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Unstoppable. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you wanna, I don't like a lot of reality TV. I got one that I fuck with, and that's Big Brother. But that might be something I tune into. Yeah, and I want to do it like you really look at the people's lives, like, because I mean, the women I work with, we get really close with each other. Like this changes their whole life. It's not just about like losing weight, like their sex lives change, like the way they shop for clothes change, like the way they start, like everything about them changes when they start
getting your health in place actually helps you put a lot of other things in place. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, the discipline seeps into all these other areas of your life, and I feel like everyone kind of touches on like the aesthetic of it all, like the actual like how you're looking, what your dress size is, how much weight you lost, but people don't really tap into those other sides. And I would love to be able to create something that shows like that full circle picture.
Mm-hmm. Do you have, and I know this will be putting you on the spot,
How's
a
that?
favorite thing that you ever created?
Oh. A favorite thing that I've ever created. Anything?
Anything. Could be a little popsicle puppet you made in 3rd grade, whatever.
I don't know, I'm about to show you. Can I show you?
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
I was 5 years old. I was in kindergarten. Here, let me put this up to the screen so you can see it. So this is, we had this like, I remember dyeing these little like bears, like red and green in kindergarten.
Macaroni.
Yeah, the little macaroni. Yes. And this is me, my first day of school. That's my mom. And actually, I could probably go down this list and name all these people, name all these kids that were here. Mm-hmm. And I remember being so excited about like bringing this home. And you can just see how old what does this say back here? It just says Brittany. But I was literally 5 when I created this whole thing. And it sits on my desk and I see it every single day. And it brings me so much joy to see it.
Yeah.
It's like the oldest thing that I've ever created that I have still.
Okay. Yeah. That's a better answer than I could have hoped for.
Oh, okay. Well, good. I aim to please. That's surprise.
There's a saying that I read/saw. When I saw it, it was credited to Albert Einstein. I'm not sure if it's actually something that he said because I didn't dig deep enough to see. But it said, creativity is intelligence having fun.
I like that.
Do you believe that's a true statement?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I feel like creativity, it's letting your imagination kind of run wild, but putting it into something that's tangible so people can see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the kind of the part of it. It's like taking all the stuff that's going on up here and like, okay, now how can I get this out of this and like put it out there so people can actually like see something that I'm doing. And I think a lot of times as creators, like we forget to have fun in the process because we're so focused on, like, especially now in the world of like social media algorithms, it's like, okay, what are the numbers, what are the metrics, what are the this, what are the that, but
become
like
a slave to SEO, and
yeah,
you realize like this
yeah,
isn't fun for me to do anymore. I need to find
exactly,
a way to. I need to find the fun in this.
exactly, and that's where I have been focusing on as a creator, and I think the last six months really has caused me to kind of reshift how I look at content creation, and I'm now having the most fun creating content than I ever have.
That's
so
great.
I definitely would agree with that statement.
Okay, so I have a list of questions that I ask everybody, and I want to go through them with you.
Okay.
First one. And this is probably the most important question I've ever asked you, honestly. Like more important than, anything we've asked so far, probably in our entire lives. All right.
Oh, this is a really big one. I'm
Yeah.
glad I'm sitting down. Okay, what we got?
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Ooh. I don't really know a lot of dinosaur names. That's just it.
You don't have to know a lot to have a favorite.
Okay. Favorite dinosaur. Well, it's definitely not the T-Rex. The arm's too short. I don't like anything that's disproportionate like that. It's too limited. What's the one that I can see it in my head. I just don't know the name of it.
You can use the Land Before Time name if you thought of that too.
Nah, I can't even think of that. I can't even think of that name right now. What's the tall one that eats the plants?
There's a few of them talking about the long neck.
Yeah.
Brachiosaurus.
That one. You know why? Because it's chilled as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just chill. It ain't trying to bother nobody. It enjoys herbal refreshments. I enjoy herbal refreshments. You know what I mean? It ain't trying to be in nobody's mess. All the other dinosaurs be trying to hunt and shit. They let me just be cool and eat my plants.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
So I just want to chill and have my plants. So I will probably identify with that one the most.
Solid choice. Choice.
How about you?
Velociraptor.
Oh, of course.
Because they're the clever hunters of everything. There's their tactics and everything. They're the smart ones. And they get you not by overpowering you, but by outsmarting you, and I always appreciate that.
I can see that.
What does creativity mean to you?
Creativity means real self-expression that's unapologetic.
Okay. What's the first creative experience that you remember?
That I remember. There's a few. I remember really loving art class, and we were in 4th grade, and we all had to paint. This is what kind of got me into liking Salvador Dali, but we all had to paint, like, how you go to art class and they gave these pictures to paint, like on the thing, they give you the example and whatnot. And they gave us Van Gogh's Starry Night. And I remember, like, I looked at the picture, but I remember like studying it. And I remember like that night we had to work on it over like several weeks. And I remember going home, I was like, Mom, can you take me to the library? I want to find pictures of this painting. And so I some books. And I did it and I studied it. And then like I went back to art class, did it, and then it got submitted and I won like an art award for it. And it was so dope. And then that kind of got me into like, oh wow, I really like this. So now it's still one of my favorites. I have the Van Gogh Starry Night with the Chicago skyline. I don't have it up here in my place here. But that was like one of the first that I fully remember doing and like being really, really into. And I was like in 4th grade. So how old was I in 4th grade? I had to be somewhere around. Yeah, no, I was always a year behind.
So you turned 9 in the 4th grade. Well, at the end after 4th grade. So yeah, you were 8 during.
8. Yeah, I was like 8. Yeah, that's the first one. Yeah.
Okay. What inspires you?
To do what? That's such a big, that's such an open-ended question. What inspires me to like do what? Everything?
Anything.
To do anything?
What makes you feel inspired in any form?
It's a few things. So one, I'm really inspired by self-improvement, which is a driving factor for me. I think that's why I'm able to stay focused on so many things that kind of like drive that. So that proving my doubts wrong, because I get in my head a lot, as you know, and especially like as a creator, you know, you can second guess yourself. Even if you know you have something that's different, you can second guess yourself. So I love to prove my doubts wrong.
Often be your own biggest hater. You gotta,
yeah.
Sometimes you gotta tell yourself to shut the fuck up.
Absolutely. Like, look, bitch, we ain't got time for that. Not today. Okay.
I do it all the time.
Yeah, take that shit somewhere the fuck else. Okay, we ain't got time for that. Literally. So proving my doubts wrong. Self-improvement, making people around me proud.
That's me too.
Yeah, and I know y'all are all rocking with me, rolling with me. And if I never did anything else, like, that box is checked. But I continuously want to check that box. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it never really stops for me. Like, that never really changes. And I think also what inspires me is just being able to show people that they're able to do things that they didn't think they were capable of doing.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Yeah. What are some mainstream creations that excite you?
Music.
Like, I think music.
Like, so for me, like, I think over the years, like, I always appreciated music, as you know. Because, you know, we grew up in band and playing different instruments and all that kind of thing. But
How many instruments have you played?
3: piano, saxophone, and flute. And I want to learn guitar, and it's on the list. I don't have it yet. At some point, it'll happen. But I've really gotten into more recently, and more recently I mean like probably the last 3 years, like DJs that have like DJ sets. Right. So these are DJs that are playing music, like it could be like house, progressive house, like dubstep, all these kind of different things. Because what I found is that there's this whole community of people that come together. And when you look at these people who are listening to this music, like, it literally, you can see the energy of everyone coming together in the space, like all vibing with this. And I just love the way that it's a universal language for me. And I've just come to appreciate how much it connects us all together. And it just kind of like speaks to us on a deeper level, even deeper than like, you know, like the clever lyrics of like whatever your favorite hip hop song is or whatever like that. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate hip hop and true lyricists, but it's just a totally different vibe with other genres of music that I see that happens.
Okay, this kind of inspires something else for me to ask you. If you could pick a song to be your entrance music when you walk into a room, what song would you choose?
Ooh. What kind of room am I walking into? Like, who's in this room?
You know what? Let's say this. I'm a wrestling fan. So let's say you walking down the entrance ramp at a wrestling event.
Okay. Wrestling event. Give me Tia Tamara, Doja Cat.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm in there to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to fuck some shit up. Like, that's why I said you gotta give me like you gotta give me the vibe of like what I'm getting ready to walk into.
Okay. Gotcha. What lesser known creations excite you?
Ooh, lesser known creations. Can these be like, and this can be anything?
Yeah. Creativity takes all kinds of forms.
Yeah, this is true.
And that's what this is all about.
Yeah. Lesser known creations that excite me. I'm looking around my place to see, because I feel like they're all somewhere right here in front of me. And I've never really thought about that question before in that way. I'm really big into people that create like custom jewelry, like custom jewels and jewelry. Yeah, because I feel like they're unique, and you're not gonna find it's not like going to Target and buying like a necklace or a pair of earrings or something like that, right? Like, this is something that someone truly took the time to sit down and made by hand. One of my favorite creators, she lives in Seattle, And she has a really dope shop where she sources all of her chains are from like the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like she doesn't buy anything older than like, the 80s. And she makes all these things like into like crystal jewelry, and you're never going to find another one in the world ever. And I just love that because when I wear it, it's a one of a kind kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What puts you in a creative state of mind, especially when you're struggling to create?
A few things. One is music. Two, water. So even though I'm in Texas, so I'm landlocked, but I have like a fountain here. You can't see it; it's not in view, but it's like it's a fountain, and it just the energy of water, right? Because it's a constant like creative kind of flow. Sometimes I'll tune out. I will zone out, and I will look at like or listen to the ocean. Like that's kind of like it's a real kind of energetic kind of grounding space for me. So that just kind of does it, as just getting my feet in some sand. That always kind of does it for me. I'm really big into scents, so things that allow me to be able to just take deep breaths and kind of just ground myself, that does it for me too. And sometimes just coloring. Like I think you solve a lot. I read this book called Play, and it talked about how when you are like literally playing, doing things that are fun for you, you're subconsciously solving problems and because of subconsciously getting through like mental blocks and writer's block or creator's blocks or whatever. And I find that if I just take some time out and go do something like that, that's just kind of relatively mindless, I can come back feeling like, okay, now let me go and tackle this. So things like that kind of help. Herbal remedies also help too. Those go a long way, Yeah, those are some of them.
Got you. What's something that you know now that you wish you knew at the start of your journey?
People are going to judge you no matter what you do, so just fucking do it. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be liked by anybody. You're never going to feel like you've gotten everything figured out and solved. So just go and start, because there's someone out there that's doing it and they're not as qualified. They're not as, accomplished or successful as you, and they're still getting out there, and they're getting out there faster because you're stuck in your head and they're not. So just go and do the shit.
Approach it with the confidence of the average white man.
The average basic one at that. Yes. Yes. Honestly.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're going to head into the rapid fire round of this conversation we're having here. Okay. I'm sure you're familiar with the game This or That.
I am.
I have some rules here though when we play this game.
Okay.
Number one, you have to answer.
Okay.
Number two, you cannot say both.
All right.
Number three, you cannot say neither.
Okay.
And number four, no elaborating, no expanding, no explaining. You answer it and we move on. It's rapid fire.
The fact that you had to give these, I played this game quite a bit before, but the fact that you had to give these disclaimers, this is about to be some shit. So, okay. I got it.
It's just, people can't be trusted. So.
Understood. Message received. Let's do it.
All right. Number one. We're going to do 15 of them, all right? First one, board games or video games?
Am I by myself or with other people? Oh, I can't ask no other questions. Look at me breaking the rules already. I ain't shit. Okay. Board games and video games, board games.
Netflix or Hulu?
Netflix.
Smartest person in the world or richest person in the world?
Rich.
Ketchup or ranch?
Ketchup.
Lions or tigers?
Lions.
Owe money or owe a favor?
Owed money or owed favor?
Owe money or owe a favor?
Oof. That favor might be kind of deep. They might want me to off somebody. I might have to go with
Breaking the
money.
rules again.
Okay. Money.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Animals or people?
Animals.
Calling or texting?
Texting.
Save 100 strangers or save one loved one?
One loved one.
Group work or solo work?
Solo.
Bad breath or bad body odor?
Oh. What? So I gotta choose between my breath and my ass stinking? Okay. Bad breath.
Misquoted movies or mistaken lyrics?
Misquoted movies.
Loud neighbors or nosy neighbors?
Nosy neighbors. Give them a shot.
See the future or change the past?
See the future.
That's it. Good job. So, Brit, I had a great time. I'm glad you came for this. Glad we were finally able to get this done.
Same.
Talk to the people, plug your shit, tell them where to find you, tell them what you got going on. The floor is yours.
Yes, so y'all can find me everywhere online. I'm currently at Brit Inez Rand across all social media. I am the most active on Instagram and YouTube, so come hang out with me. Follow, like, subscribe, comment. Don't be shy in the comments.
All right. Well, folks, you know you can find us on all the different spots. You can find us live each and every week, multiple times at twitch.tv/creationworld. We're going live on multiple shows. Don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Prime Gaming. That means you take your Amazon account, take your Prime account, put them together, fusion, they come together, they form Prime Gaming, and you get a free subscription every month. We'd appreciate you giving that to us. It helps us grow. It helps us in the algorithm, all that good stuff. So use it there. If you don't use it, you lose it. So just might as well give it to us and take that Jeff Bezos money and give it to somebody who needs it. You can also find us live and on, anytime we post stuff on YouTube at youtube.com/creationworld. You can subscribe there for free. And what you do is you just hit that subscribe button. And the good thing is, right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. And hanging from that bell is a little bean. So you know what I want you to do? I want you to flick that bean. You do that, you get notified every time we go live, every time we drop a new video, all that good stuff. You can find links to everything we do at creationworld.com. You can find us on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at It's Creation World. That is at ITSCREATIA World. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/creationworld. You can find me on all the socials at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Brit, you got any final words for the people before we get out of here?
Stay creative. Don't give a damn what they think.
Amen. We'll see y'all next time. Until then, we out.
Peace.